And joining me now is one of the Conservative candidates in Warminster West for the Town Council, Tony Nicklin. Good morning, Tony.
Morning, Andrew.
Why should the residents in Warminster West put a cross next to your name on the 4th of May?
Well, I'm obviously hoping that they will. I've spent a lot of time working on their behalf in the West Ward, certainly for the last 4 years, and prior to that for the previous 10. And particularly about all these new developments which we have been particularly keen not to let go a little bit rampant, but unfortunately life has changed in the past 15 years to the point where housing is becoming such an important priority.
And we are getting more housing on the west of Warminster, undoubtedly, aren't we?
We are getting more than we bargained for, more than we agreed, more than we would really want.
So what's your role if you're elected to the council? What can you, as part of the town council, do to make sure that that housing is right for Warminster?
Oh, that really is a good question, because 10 years ago I started what is now called the town plan, which basically was trying to identify the best way in which Warminster could grow economically and sensibly. And from the town plan I moved into the neighbourhood plan. The original town plan was just the town centre, and we felt that at that time we'd taken on a big task to, this is as a town councillor, taken on a big task there, but what we found was a bigger task was the question of housing and where it should be, where all the new housing should be located in the town. And that then changed its emphasis a little because government and legislation changed, and it became the neighbourhood plan. And many people will know that the neighbourhood plan has been signed off, went through a referendum, been approved by the people of the town, and is now a legal statutory document. And the interesting bit is what is in that document that a simple town council could do to take control back. And there are so many passages there, I could be talking to you all day long about it. But the main element is the fact that the developer must come to the town council first to say that I am planning this, what is it that you have in your wish list that I can do? And of course whether he believes or wants to do that remains to be seen, but when he puts his plan forward, the first port of call will be the neighbourhood plan. Does it comply with the neighbourhood plan? And this is where we currently have had Redrow and Persimmon, particularly currently Persimmon's plan for the Bugley Barton farm will be rejected because it doesn't comply with the Warminster town plan.
So you talked about the sort of wish list. So what are the things that the town council you think should want the development to be?
The biggest priority is the infrastructure. You cannot just put down 1,000 houses with nothing to support it. For years we have been aware that issues such as flooding in the town, we've been lucky to a degree. You could argue that the flood protection system works because we haven't had too many, but I certainly remember this car park right in front of the studios here flooded some years back, and I can remember 4 Street flooded as well, all due to bad planning at the time and overusage of facilities. And the other most important thing, of course, is our medical facilities. Our National Health Service says, oh yes, all you need is a doctor, but getting a doctor first in a properly equipped surgery located where people want it is not as easy as it seems.
And there seems to be a problem at the moment, doesn't there?
Yes, there is. I'm a member of the small book surgery, and I've got, if I'm ill, I've got an option Monday, Wednesday or Thursday, you know, which is sad.
Or travelling to Westbury.
Or travelling to Westbury. Yes, it's sad, and that's been one of our really important issues, to make sure that the developer can't provide the doctor, but he can provide a setting within the community centre of the new development, and also provide the premises for which a doctor can then occupy.
One thing I know you were heavily involved in was the Civic Centre, and we had Malcolm Mellish, who is standing as an independent in Warminster West, in earlier, and he is advocating buying the Old Town Hall and selling the Civic Centre for a corporate headquarters.
Ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous idea.
Why would that not work?
I'll tell you why it won't work. First of all, you'll never get the value that they think there is in the Civic Centre. The Civic Centre is a successful, absolutely successful, thriving centre. The Old Town Hall is the exact opposite. Now, for many years I was a director of the Warminster Preservation Trust, which is no longer in existence, and I was bidding at the auction to buy the Old Town Hall. We had, through various generations, a fund of £66,000, I think it was roughly, and we were prepared to bid another 10,000 higher than that to buy the Old Town Hall, to preserve it. But the auctioneer wouldn't even look at a bid less than 150,000. So the current owner bought it. He bought it after it was withdrawn from the auction for a mere 10,000 more than the lowest bid the auctioneer was prepared to offer. We had prepared in the Preservation Trust 3 commercial viable solutions that the town hall could be used for. None of them was for a civic centre. All of them were going to be costing over £1 million to refurbish the building, to provide all of the disabled access facilities, to provide all of the necessary planning conditions which you must have to open up a public building. First is the front door. How do you get into that building? You've got 3 big steps. You've got to have public access for all people of all disabilities, all abilities, to access. And every one of those 3 proposals that we engaged professional surveyors to put together came with a bottom line that said, if you've got £1 million, you can do the conversions. If you've got £1 million, you're likely to be wasting it, because commercially the building will not give you the return to pay for your investment. And that's the biggest problem with that building, sad as it is. But of course it's not an old town hall. Never has been. The old town hall was was situated right outside the Athenaeum. The gap between the Athenaeum and what was Woolworths was where the old town hall was located.
Right. Next door to the old town hall, or close by, is the property with the scaffolding on the front, which is another of the independents' focus.
Yes.
They say that not enough has been done. So what do you think a town council could do more to, the aim being to remove the scaffolding?
Well, regrettably, the town council doesn't have the statutory powers to do anything about it. And we've also found that the county council have also been lacking the necessary powers to enforce something about it. I think the problem comes down to, is the property a danger? Does it, is it in danger of collapse? Is it a danger to the public? And unless you can prove that it is, don't think the county council can move in and physically do something about it. I know that a lot of work has been done by Wiltshire Council to try and get the owners of that property to do something about it. But it's unfortunate. I've got my own experience of the property next door to the Athenaeum, owned by a London property company. It's falling down at the back. It's giving us all sorts of property issues, but they won't even talk to us. They won't even reply to our correspondence, and we're just banging our head against a wall there. One day something will happen, and I hope sooner, but if anybody can come up with the solution, then I'd be supporting him straight away.
Okay, and you mentioned the town plan earlier on and your focus on the town centre. We still have a lot of empty properties in the middle of the town. What more can be done to try to fill them? I realise that the town council can't force businesses to stay open, it can't force new businesses to open. What can it do to encourage it?
The town council, again, has no statutory powers here, and I think that's the biggest problem. We can use our influence with the county council that does have statutory powers, but business has changed so dramatically in the last 10 years alone that it's hard to see that there is an easy solution other than there's a lot of coffee shops in the town, there's a lot of charity shops in the town. Now I know a coffee shop pays its rates, but I don't think charity shops pay the same rates or any rates that other shops do. I'm sure when you see Councillor Sue Fraser, she will have some ideas personally and of course professionally as to what can be done there. But life has changed so much. When I was the president of the Chamber of Commerce in the 90s, we had a thriving Chamber of Commerce. A lot of shops, none of the nationals would join the Chamber of Commerce, but all the local people did, and they have all transferred, moved on, or sold up, and it's regrettably so different now. I can see the day where there'll be very few shops selling goods compared to certainly the times we all remember, and we'll all be buying them online, offline, whatever. There's a white van man always knocking on your door these days, delivering something today that you ordered yesterday and you didn't have to get out of your armchair for. And I think this is evolution. It's not something that we can dramatically change at this point in time.
Okay. We're running out of time. The question I'm asking everybody is, if you're elected on the 4th and the council on the 5th of May, what's if you could choose one thing that you'd like to achieve in your 4-year term, what would it be?
I think the first thing is harmony. There's a lot of disharmony in the way in which people believe the town is run for the better. And there's a lot of disharmony in the way people believe the town council has operated in the past 4 years. I think that's sad because of the 12 councillors that are currently sitting, they have done the job, a good job that they've been asked to do. There is no politics down at council level, town council level, that can really change the way in which we all live together in harmony in the town. Things are getting better. For example, the town park. The town park is an asset transfer that has come back to the town. The civic centre, it's thriving. It's a buzzing hub. You know, you're the neighbour. It's a buzzing hub of the town every day of the week. The public toilets, you could say, town council have done great in getting that back up together again and taking them off county council. I think harmony is what I'll be looking for there, and following a simple path that allows the people of Warminster to have their say, rather than the people perhaps in County Hall having as much say as they've had in recent years.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming in, Tony.
My pleasure.
And good luck on the 4th of May.
Andrew, it's always been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.